Hello, everybody. Jeremy Faust, editor-in-chief of MedPage Today, and it is season finale of The Pitt Season 2. So, let's get into it.
This one looks like it's a concern for the worst.
Eclampsia, refractory seizures, HELLP syndrome with anemia, and thrombocytopenia.
Yeah, about as bad as it gets.
VFib.
Chest compressions nasally, charged to 200.
Okay, so what's happened here is the patients progressed from preeclampsia to eclampsia. They had seizures. They actually intubated the patient and paralyzed the patient. Meanwhile, because this patient is pregnant and is full term, there's this issue that you have two patients at once, right? You have the mother and the fetus. The patient does go into a cardiac arrest, and so they have to start doing CPR, and we'll see what happens here.
Prep the belly, get a baby warmer, call the NICU, start a timer.
Charged.
So you see there that what he's saying there is we're about to have two patients, not one. We've got a mother who's full term, but we're about to have two patients because prep the belly means we're going to do an emergency C-section in the ER, and we'll discuss that as it comes.
Clear. Continue compressions. We'll check a rhythm in a minute.
Down up. Robbie, it's you and me.
Nasli, what's the 4-minute rule?
I'm not sure.
Pregnant patient with a viable fetus, you have 4 minutes after cardiac arrest to save the baby.
And the mom. We don't call it a postmortem C-section anymore. It's a resuscitative hysterotomy to try to save them both.
But she doesn't want any medical intervention.
That doesn't matter. Mom and baby are both dead if we do nothing.
All right, so a lot going on here. Again, correct the post-mortem C-section, meaning the mother dies, but they do a C-section to try to save the baby. That's not a term that's really useful anymore, and we use the term resuscitative hysterotomy. The other issue here is of consent. The patient came in, kept saying they didn't want anything, but it's pretty much assumed consent when somebody dies, unless they have said otherwise, that you should take all the measures you can to save both the mother and the fetus. What I will just say is people are going to ask, how realistic was that? And the answer is quite. Preeclampsia, high blood pressure in a pregnant patient with other symptoms, very frequently headaches, other things like protein in the urine, which can cause kind of a bubbly urine. This is in itself a risk factor to go to a much more serious condition, which can be threatening to the mother and the fetus, of eclampsia, which is marked by the seizures we saw, which can lead to cardiac arrest, and in this case, the need for an emergency crash resuscitative hysterotomy right there in the ER. All right, the one patient who has been there the whole shift, but who has not really been seeking care, and that is Dr. Michael Rabinovich, Dr. Robbie, and his mental state has really deteriorated over time, over this shift, and he has in some ways made a lot of progress. He's gone from not talking about it to actually saying the words that are concerning enough that you wouldn't have to be a psychiatrist or an ER doctor or any other kind of clinician to know that he's having suicidal thoughts. He comes out and basically says, I don't know if I want to be here anymore, meaning here alive. And his colleague here, Dr. Abbott, is talking him through what's difficult about their job and why it's important to seek help.
Thanks for your help in there. Almost out?
Yep, just about. Is this where you trying to talk me out of going?
Me? No, not a chance. Why, are you having second thoughts?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You don't have to convince me. I mean, it is a little strange. You know, like Lacey talked about going somewhere they used to drive buffalo off a cliff to die. I looked it up, and as far as summer vacations go, it's not exactly a holiday hotspot. I mean, what's in the fucking gift shop, man?
It's just one place I'm going.
As long as it's not the last. Don't be pulling a Thelma and Louise out there.
I am minutes from taking a 3-month vacation. When's the last time you took any time off, Jack?
Yeah, but I've dealt with my demons.
I think it's so important that they have this conversation right after, as Dr. Abbott points out, an amazing life-saving intervention that these two doctors were a part of. So for Robbie to say, feel this way in this moment tells you how much bigger it is than just a bad case or burnout. Even in a moment where you did the most heroic thing, it's hard to overcome a mental health struggle like suicidality. And what Dr. Abbott's saying here is that's okay, but you have to own that. And lastly, we come to the end of this season, the final scene, which is not so medical, but I do think that it's about balance and it's about burnout and it's about mental health. And Robbie has been struggling with these issues as we've been discussing. And it really made me think watching this that you have to have something outside of those walls that yes, as Abbott and Robbie said, like the best things they ever do maybe are in that hospital, but actually is that really true? Well, let's watch.
Okay, you're safe. Yeah, you're not alone. Yeah, you're okay. Do you need to be swaddled again? Is that it? Is that okay? I wish somebody would swaddle me. Yes, I do. Oh. You got off to kind of a rough start, didn't you, little one? Yeah, you did. Well, that makes two of us. I got abandoned too. When I was 8.
I think it speaks for itself. It's beautiful, sad, and hopeful. And I guess we'll see what happens in season 3.